with the new installment of Legend of Heroes, Trails of Cold Steel. And I'm so excited to be playing this game again. Can't wait to see what's coming next. So before I load up my game, in the background you can see the opening credits are rolling. I hope the volume's okay. If the volume is not okay, let me know. I will adjust it. Just let me know in the chat. But I think this was working out pretty good. And I just realized that I have a problem with one of my pictures. So let's see if I can fix that really quickly. I don't like that. I thought I had them all taken care of, and they worked perfectly fine up until I had the game running. But then there wasn't a picture on the screen. So let's see if we can. No, it looks weird now. There we go. Now he looks better. Okay. Let me go back to my game because it has frozen because I didn't hit the start button to get into my load screen. There we go. All right. Yeah, Useless looks a bit better now than he did before with that big box around him. So, that being said, now that that is all set, first things first, turn up the volume, it's too low, the game volume. All right. All right, I don't think it's playing anything right now, so let me load my game in so we can at least hopefully get some sound going here. All right. How's that with the sound? Is that better or is it too quiet? It's December 1st.
The scars left on Ymir were fortunately much more shallow than anyone had anticipated. Partly thanks to the fact that the number of assailants was relatively small, there were no fatalities. And the next morning, everyone worked together to clean up the damages and restore the village to its original form.
It's a lot of damage to clean up. Just saying. Oh, they even destroyed the Mishi statue. There's snowmen. Hey, Mitch. Oh, I'm glad you stopped in at least for a while.
However, my father was heavily wounded, and he had been in a deep sleep ever since.
Before I hit the continue in the dialogue box, did I do okay with most of the character pictures on the sidebars, Mitch? Kate was gonna look at them, but she's been occupied. I didn't get to check. I think Eustace is from the third or fourth game, but I couldn't find a good picture of him that I could use yet for the second game. You're raiding me, Kate, with 7 people. The raid next door. Hello, guys. I'm so glad to have you in. I was just mentioning that I was gonna have Miss Kate check my characters on the sidebars. I updated some of them today. Had a little trouble finding good images that worked for the game and for OBS. So I think Eustace is from the third or the fourth game is my guess, and Fee is from 3. Okay, I wasn't sure on Fee because one of the pictures I thought looked kind of like that, so I will need to look for new images of those, but I was pretty sure Eustace was wrong because and Eustace and Machias are from the third game. Okay, so I need to put that on my Trixie-do list. Is to, yeah, I mean, I did game 2 on my searches, but they're not all labeled. So yeah, Kate, if when you have time around everything else, if you can help me, since I haven't seen any of those characters yet, I'm just guessing completely on which ones are right or wrong. But anyway, all that being said, thank you for the raid and bringing your friends with you. I greatly appreciate that. And as we are seeing on the screen, we did get a little bit of dialogue from Reen, that he apparently is going to be departing Ymir. Oh, good. There were a lot of good ones of Laura, and I was having a hard time choosing, so I hope that was somewhat accurate. In the box picture, it's really hard to tell what's what because it's so together, so many people. Anyway, before I continue with the dialogue, if you haven't followed me, if you can hit that little heart button, that would, make my day. I always appreciate a follow. The other thing is, I have linked in the chat and in my profile, my YouTube and my Discord page. I'd love to see you guys in either of those places. And with that being said, I think we'll roll on into the rest of the dialogue that's going on. So, as we know in the previous one, as Reen has said, his father was very badly wounded and apparently has not woken up yet.
And while we knew his injuries weren't life-threatening, he would still need to be under careful watch for some time. Meanwhile,
you're set on leaving now, aren't
thank you.
I am. I realized that with Dad unconscious, I should probably stay and protect Ymir in his place. Maybe you could even say that I've got a duty to do so as his son. But I've got something else that I need to do, and to me, that takes priority.
He's got to find out what happened.
If that's your decision, Reen, then I've no intention of stopping you. Like I said when you and Elise first left here to attend Thors and Saint Astraea, it's a mother's duty to watch over her children and wish them well as they fly the nest.
Mom, thanks.
Mitch, you're so funny. But thank you for stopping in. Have fun with your cousin on your game. Or if you're doing something else. Usually you guys seem to game, so I will see you later or next time.
I'll be sure to watch over your father and this village in your absence. Do all that you can to bring Princess Alphen and Elise back safely.
Oh, that's right, and they were kidnapped at the end of the last episode by the opera singer / witch.
Will do.
Toval, Celine, please, take care of him.
You can count on me. On my honor as a member of the Bracer Guild, I'll do everything in my power to see your request through.
I'd tag along even if he said no. It's about time we went and looked for Emma.
Thanks, you two. I'll be counting on you. Okay, Mom. We'll see you soon.
Take care, and may the goddess watch over you.
Your mom's a strong woman, all right.
She really is. And I'll have to do everything I can to bring Elise and Princess Alphen back safely so that I don't let her down. No, I will bring them back.
That's right. Positivity, Rain.
Guess we can skip the pep talk if you're that fired up, huh? Make sure to try and repay all that support she's given you the next time you swing by here.
Speaking of next time, it's time to go. We're stopping by the valley before leaving, aren't we?
Yeah, I want to see how Valamar's doing. Once we're ready, let's head out.
You can now use the quick travel menu to warp instantly to any available location. To use the quick travel menu, press the X button and select your destination. Okay, like before. Apparently there's an event at the shop. Ah!
Let's move.
Okay. Hey there, you two. I'm finally ready for business again, so if there's anything you need before you head off, just let me know. Perfect timing. Alright, Rean, let me give you the rundown on how upgrading slots works. Upgrading slots? I didn't know you could do that. Well, that's because upgrading an Arcus unit's ordnance only recently became possible. For starters, take this. We got information. Isn't this a rare quartz? Uh-huh. As you know, rare quartz give you more bang for your Mira than your garden variety quartz. The problem was, before now our Arcus ordnance weren't capable of drawing out their full potential. Really? Yep, getting your hands on fancy quartz, but not getting the most out of them is kind of a waste, don't you think? Fortunately though, now you can. And that's why upgrading slots is what upgrading slots is all about. The Reinford Company developed the tech and showed factories all across the country how to do it. Well, now that you've heard the introductory spiel, the next step is to try it out for yourself, yeah? You're gonna need some Sepith first, though, so here you go. Just for you. 20 Sepith of every element. Can I really just have all these? All yours. I'm confident you'll make the most of them. Oh boy. Let's just call it an investment in one kid's very bright future. Sure, we can go with that. Well then, just let me know if you ever need to modify your orbment, or if you need to customize any weapons for that matter. Oh, and one more thing. My wife said she wanted to talk to you about something. Could you go speak with her before you leave? She did? Of course, Leo. Alright, so you may now synthesize quartz at Orbital factories. Okay, so I remember how to do that. You can upgrade ordnance slots at Orbital factories. You can use Sepith to upgrade each ordnance 8 slots between 3 levels, 0, 1, and 2. Upgrading the slot to level 1 lets you set rare quartz in it, while upgrading to level 2 lets you set super rare quartz. Okay, in addition to upgrading slots, also increases your max EP. Good to know. Okay. You can now customize weapons at Orbital factories. Hello, Rose. Okay. While you can exchange Sepith masses for Mira using the exchange option in shops, regular elemental Sepith can only be converted to Mira in Orbital factories. Unlike Sepith masses, which can only be used to convert to Mira, elemental Sepith has many other uses. Alright, so we already talked to him. We really can't thank Lord Tio enough for saving Alf's life. All I can do for him now is pray that he gets better soon. Oh, Idios, if you can hear me, please give him your blessings. Alright, so first let's go to the shop. Let's see if we have some Sepith we can exchange. Not a ton, but and you're not gonna let me do it, are you? I don't know. I never figured out why some shops will let you exchange it and some won't. And I need Mira. Dang you. So we need 1,000 to get Megalith. And we do have some stuff we could sell, but not a lot. You can't. Go back. Oh, in the bit. Go back in the menu. Exchange. Because this is what I would normally do. And then I would hit A. But it's not... Don't select that. Is it different in this game? Then move down. So it is different in this game. Oh, okay, so before I would just hit the button and it would give me, say, do you want to exchange? Now I actually have to go to exchange, and then it gives me that option. Okay, got it. Thank you, Kate. I appreciate that. Still does that, but depends on the story. Okay. Alright, that's because it happened to me in the other one. I was so confused, just like I don't understand. Because in like Skyrim and other games I've played, like some places you can only sell or exchange to the extent that that person has money at their store. And so I was like, I wonder if there's something like that, but I couldn't see it or wasn't figuring out how to see it. You can exchange all Sepith here, yeah. Okay, so now, Master Course. So first I want to look and see. He doesn't have that yet. It's not what I want to go to. I want to come back here. Okay, so we still have Force. Force is level 1, and he has Firebolt on it. Oh, and we have the Wing from Sarah, which has Airstrike and Curia on it. Well, I should say from Sarah. The, Toval. I don't know why I said Sarah. So what does that one have? Megalith. That's level 1, has Earth Lance. I don't know if I want to get that. Obtained experience multiplied by 1.1. Final Fantasy 8. Oh, cool. I kind of like don't know if I want to buy that or not. I kind of think I want to wait. It's left. Oh, okay. This is where the leveling up comes into effect. Customize weapon. Alright, I do believe... This is killing me. Slot. Okay, here's the upgrade menu. Wow. My brain is not working apparently. Alright, so... Alright, so they're all the same cost, it looks like. Not the same, but... Alright, so that one is locked to a silver spot, and I had to upgrade it at least once. Orbment Quartz. Let's see if we can put it on that spot. Oh no, I did it on this one. Alright, I'm confused. Okay, let's try this again. Because it is a silver one. It says it needs 1 space. Unless it has to be just one of these. And I'm looking at the wrong color, which is entirely possible. Oh look, it made such a pretty little noise. Okay. Alright, so he has room right now for 2 more quartz. And he's got attack 1. Quartz. He's got tier. And attack 1. And passion is good. Do I have enough for that? And Swordbreaker. Breath. Evade move. Let's do action 1. I don't have enough Sepith for that. Do I have enough Sepith for anything? EP cut. Hit. Wait. I just forget I can use the other button to go through here. We can do HP 1. Orbment, quartz. Although I have to move that one back around. HP 1. Of course, that's the same problem I'm gonna have there. So I need something from that other category. And for me, for some reason, I don't know if it's just me, it's hard to read like those. So what's in that category? Oop. Action. Impede. And oh, I went too far. Cast. Action 1. And I don't have enough Sepith for that. I don't have enough Sepith for any of those. Alright then. So that one's gonna stay empty. Customize weapon. Custom. Oh no! Stop doing that. Orbment for him. What does he have? So that one, this can be anything. So he needs yellow and green. And it's not that yellow, I don't think. I think it's this yellow. Let's find out. Yep, that was that one. Alright. So he needs green and 2 others. we're gonna give him attack 1. I hope I get to keep him. And then we need green. Airstrike, evade. Alright, so we can put on attack 1, Dallas, and evade. Green, I don't have enough quartz to do something for that spot, it would appear. But I can see. And we're out of Sepith. What about you? Alright. Shop. Buy. Which weapon does he have? Oh. So he has 460. And this one is, I wonder if we're, it says the strength is up on that one, so. Customize. I don't think I have enough money to get the other one. No, I do. Alright, sorry, this part, getting ready to play, just takes a while to get everything customized. Okay, so this is plus 90. And this one's plus 90 as well. Alright. As far as their weapon or their weapons, these jackets, we don't have a whole lot of money. We can get one of them. Or we can wait and get it at the next place. And she wanted to talk to me. Oh, look who it is! Good morning. Is everyone here all right, you know, after what happened yesterday? Oh, we're all fine. We suffered some minor burns from the fire, but nothing major. That's good. Not everyone was as fortunate, though, which is why we want to do all we can to help the others. And to that end, we're starting a brand new service here. Trading. Trading? That's right, the village wasn't too badly damaged, but all the repairs are still going to be costly. So as you can imagine, everyone's a bit short on Mira. That's where trading comes in, because it doesn't cost money. Yay! We've been giving people small goods in Mira for unneeded items for a while now. This is just an extension of that, really. That does sound like a pretty good deal. It's genius, if I do say so myself. And of course, you're both welcome to make use of this service as well. You can now trade items here in Plover. Trading allows you to exchange certain items for rare or more valuable ones. Yeah, I got that part. Okay, so she has all kinds of cool accessories and she has foods. She already bought these. I'd have to look at the recipe that I have to see what foods I would need to buy. But let's see what we can trade. I don't want to trade any of those. You can trade the ride along Bear and get you materials? Is that what that's? I don't know about that. Okay. Well, I'm not going to mess around with that right now. I do want to look and see what recipes that I have because I don't remember. I have one. It requires grains and salt. Grains and salt. Cat? She scared me. Oh, the grains are the ones that are expensive. I forgot. Okay.
Okay, let's give this a try.
We're gonna cook a few things before we go, so hopefully we get some kind of healing
well, how
stuff.
about that?
Oh, and we got the little crown.
Okay, let's give this a try. Well, how about that?
Ah, did not mean to do that.
Okay, I'll take a crack at it.
Let's see what Toval does. It's kind of funny.
What happened here?
Oh, that's good. We need the weird ones. Now we need the special ones.
Okay, let's give this a try. Well, how about that? Okay, let's give this a try. Well, how about that? Okay, let's give this a try. Well, how about that? Okay, let's give this a try. Well, how about that?
One more.
Okay, let's give this a try. Well, how about that?
Okay, so apparently I'm gonna need one of my other friends to cook with me, maybe, to get that special one. But, hey, we got new stuff. We got some foods and things to heal. So let's do a quick save before we head out of Dodge, as they say. And so that is unavailable. Okay. I forgot they added a new menu to that. Okay, Ymir Valley's back behind me, and we've got a few people kind of floating around. There's scorch marks everywhere, and the roof's gonna need replacing altogether. But we ain't got anywhere near enough wood for that. I'm gonna have to go into the mountains and harvest some. I can't believe those damn Jaegers would come here terrifying our poor children and leave Ymir in this sorry state. If I ever see them again, there's gonna be hell to pay. Hey now, not that I blame you, but that's really not a good idea. Yeah, I guess you're right. Sorry, got a little too worked up there. Right now I need to focus on looking after the village and Lord Schwarzer. Or Schwarzer. Oh, hey you two, you're off then. Sorry for not being able to help. If the cable car were still working, you could have used that to descend the mountain. Oh, don't worry about it. We can't let ourselves get down over a little setback like this, considering what we're likely to face in the days ahead. Yeah, I suppose you're right. Well, if it'll make things easier, take these. We got Tearbone. Yay! We're all just as frustrated as you are that we couldn't stop Elise's kidnapping. So every single person in this village is rooting for you, okay? Good luck. Thanks. Be back soon. And there's two people out over here. The building itself has barely been damaged at all, but the open air bath and surrounding area has been charred horribly. It's going to take some time to repair it all. How disgraceful of those Jaegers to damage a place granted to this village by the Imperial family. Those men will receive their comeuppance for this day, I'm sure. Not to mention, you know, they kidnapped the princess and Reen's sister. Just remember what happened here just makes me feel weak at the knees. It was like living a nightmare. No, this won't do it all. A maid needs to go about her duties with dignity and poise, no matter what life throws her way. Okay. And talk to them. Oh, that was the little boy that was standing outside. I didn't stop to talk to him, just in case. Sometimes. Where did he go? Oh no, that was him. I did talk to him. Usually there was a little boy that would be sitting over here somewhere. Alright, so this is... Yes, this is the path. Let's head out of town. Travel to the end of the valley, the story will advance, and it won't be possible to return to Ymir for a while. Yes, take off. Let's go! Or as Mario would say, let's go.
Well, here we are.
Finally getting used to walking on this snow. The Divine Knight's exactly how you left him, too.
Thankfully, it wouldn't have surprised me if Vita had tried messing with him, but he looks just fine.
Speaking of, do you have any idea what she might be after? She knows Valimar is here, but as far as I can tell, she's not interested in stealing or destroying him. For now, anyway.
Just 1 second, I have to mute for a minute. Okay. That is very strange. I just want to look in. Alright, I can't see it in OBS. So it might just be on my screen. Can one of you in the chat... Well, I wasn't sure since he's, you know, what he is now, if I should keep him there or not. And I wanted to talk to you about it. And I wasn't sure if Sarah was going to become part of it or Toval was going to become part of it. So I just threw some people up there and figured that when I talked to you, we would sort that out. But can you tell me at the top of the screen, do you have like a weird flickering line showing? Because I can't see it in OBS, but I can see it on my side. I'm just wondering if it's transferring over to the game. You can. Alright. I have no idea how to fix that. I don't think it's... Oh. I mean, my processor's going. Oh, okay. So you can't see a flickering line at the top, so I can figure it out later, and it's not going to ruin my whole video. Alright.
It's kind of weird when you think about it. He's probably one of the biggest threats to the Noble Alliance.
I've got no idea what goes on in that head of hers. But I'd say that there's a good chance her and the Noble Alliance's goals aren't as perfectly aligned as you might think. And if that's true, whatever she's doing is probably for the benefit of Ouroboros.
You said the Anguis are the top brass in the society, right, Toval? If she's that high up, I wouldn't be surprised if that is the case.
Well, whatever she wants. Can't see it being good news for us. They've been trouble all over the continent in the past. I dread to think what they've got in store here in Erebonia.
But, well, at least we've got time to stop them. Things could have ended a lot worse yesterday if not for Valamar's help.
It is flickering. Alright, give me a minute. I don't know if I can fix it during the game. I'm gonna try something. It's not happening for you, Kate? Okay. Just gonna see. Okay. Yeah, it's not gonna let me adjust it, I don't think, while I'm actually playing it. Okay. Because I'm seeing it on my side, so that's why I was just curious. Okay.
I can't even imagine the ways Ymir would have suffered if we didn't stop that magic knight. I'll need to thank him when he wakes up.
That will not be necessary.
Yeah, I've got at the, like, top quarter-inch of my screen just a flickering
Whoa.
line, but it's not showing up in OBS, so that's why I wasn't sure if you guys could see it or
Valamar?
not.
I suppose one night was enough for you to recover a little bit of your mana. Not enough to freely move around, though, I'm guessing.
I've got a bunch of stuff uploading,
Correct.
so it could be involved with that.
Further rest will be required in order to return to full capacity.
Okay, get as much rest as you need. We'll call on you if anything else happens, okay?
Acknowledged.
Wow, easy enough to communicate with him, huh? Then again, I think that one
I just love
Gordius
how
class
it
robot
takes
could
orders
technically
from
talk
the
too.
cat. That cracks me up.
Is something wrong?
Oh, no, just thinking.
I sense a change has occurred in your group since I last entered a state of inactivity. Confirming the absence of the waveform of one member. Assuming that some form of irregularity has occurred.
That's one way of putting it.
Wait, is he talking about Elise?
Maybe. He appears to be aware of what's going on around him to an extent.
Valamar, we're gonna be leaving this region for a while. My sister and the princess have been taken away, and we're going to rescue them. Plus, I need to find and reunite with my classmates too.
Yep, sure do.
So take this chance to recover as long as you need, okay?
Classmates?
He's like, what the heck's a
I
classmate?
assume that this word refers to those who have aided you in overcoming the trial to become an Awakener.
Yeah, is that a big deal or something?
Valamar?
Confirming waveform locations.
Oh, so he can locate them. Nice.
Excluding the Awakener of Azure, the remainder appear to be located in 3 different regions.
Oh, really?
All vital signs are normal.
Oh, that's good.
Hold up a sec.
It's very interesting.
Does that mean you know where all of them are?
Certainly seems so.
I see now. Do you remember when you overcame the trial to become Valamar's Awakener?
Pretty sure he'd remember
Well,
that.
obviously, you weren't alone when you did that. You were with the rest of Class 7. And it sounds like, thanks to them being there with you, they've all been recognized as secondary contractors at the same time.
Kinda like you, Celine?
Oh! So that's how. Please, Valimar, tell me where they all are.
Detecting approximate locations using geographical database. 3 are to the southeast in the Celtic region. 3 are to the northeast in the Nord region. 3 are to the south-southeast in the Legram region. This includes a list of the locations of all 9 secondary contractors. All vital signs appear normal.
Yep, that's all of them. That confirms my theory.
They're all okay. They're really okay.
Poreen's having a moment.
I'm really happy.
I'm sorry, that was really
Though I sure
patting
wasn't
him on
expecting
the
us to
head.
get confirmation of their safety quite like this.
Neither was I.
Look at you crying away. And you call yourself a man.
Quiet, you.
Oh, come on. You can't pretend you aren't breathing a sigh of relief right along with us. This means Emma's safe too, you know.
Oh, I, for one, am definitely breathing a sigh of relief. Still, all 3 locations are a ways away from Ymir.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure the Noble Alliance has got control of key locations all over the country on top of it all. On the plus side, they're all on the eastern side of the Empire, but getting to them ain't exactly gonna be a walk in Mater Park.
Oh, Mater Park. I would say Mater Park. So apparently it's all this time been Mater Park.
Oh, hey, wait! Valimar, can't you use the spirit path?
Affirmative. Doing so would consume all of my current mana, however.
Spirit Path.
What's that?
It's the name given to a really old means of travel. Using it will allow us to travel instantly to even distant locations.
Seriously?
How?
You know how there are still remnants of animism all across Erebonia, right? Well, places like that are connected to one another by spirit veins. Septium veins, in other words. And Valimar has the ability to use those veins to travel.
Nice.
Yeah, that's kinda going over my head. But basically, you're saying it's like an invisible road that connects places like Legram to here or wherever else?
Exactly. The spirit path can only be used between areas where animism had a hold, though. The other drawback is that taking it will use up what little mana Valamar's been able to recover. Which means that until he's recovered enough to travel again, we won't be able to come back here.
I see.
Or
Personally,
anywhere else.
I can't think of any better options. I think we should give it a try. What do you think?
It sounds worth a shot to me.
Okay, Kate, thank you.
Now all that's left is to pick which place we should head to first.
Greatly appreciate it.
Right. Celtic, the Nord Highlands, or Legram. I think Celtic is the closest to here. Maybe we should try heading there first?
Wouldn't have been my
Celtic, huh?
pick, but
I'm down. Should make a good test.
All decided? Come with me then.
personally I would have picked Legram just to get
Right.
Laura
The monument would
presumably
have ties
back
to animism.
first. Because, you know, she's Laura. But
This seems like a good enough spot. Are you both ready?
Ready. Anytime.
Valimar, open the spirit path! Our destination is Keldic. I'll lend you all the support I can, too.
Acknowledged. Activating Spirit Path.
Interesting.
Whoa, hey, the ground's glowing.
What's this?
All right, here we go.
Hold on to your seats, boys and girls. Interesting.
This is the spirit path? It's like nothing I've ever felt. It's both cool and warm at the same time. And at the end of this path, some of my classmates are waiting for me. Which ones, I don't know. But I'll find every single one of them. I'll bring us all back together, no matter what it takes.
That's right, Reen. You can do it, Reen! Act 1, Ashen Chronicles. Of course, we're in Lunaria Nature Park. Did we make it? Don't get stomped on by Valimir. Oh, hey, I know this place. Yup. Yup. It's Lunaria Nature Park. That's where we are. I knew this place looked kind of familiar. We must be in the deepest part of the forest, too. If I recall correctly, the nature park's about northwest of Keldic, right? Sounds right to me, but it's been a while since I was last here. We were sent here for our very first field study. And again, Lunaria Nature Park. I'd forgotten how many stone monuments there were here. They're vestiges of old animism. Anyway, nice to see we made it here safely enough. It's a nice hiding spot for Valimir, too. I doubt anyone will find him here. Valimar? I think I said Valimir a moment ago. Getting us here must have used up his remaining mana. My guess is it'll be 2 or 3 more days before he wakes up again. In other words, we're stuck here. As far as I'm aware, this region's under the complete control of the Alliance, too. We're gonna need to stay alert. Yeah, well, no time like the present, as they say. We should start looking for any kinds of clues relating to my classmates. Got it. Let's make our way out of the park, then. Okay, now,
Ready to go!
Before I do that, I am going to do this. And that. There. At least for now, we get the other 2 off of the screen. Okay,
My turn.
so let's go back to Reen and... yeah. Let's head on through. Now, the last time I was here, there was quite a lot of fighting going along through here. I don't know if there's going to be quite as much this time or not. Oh, look at It's so pretty. Hmm? This feels somehow familiar. Yeah, I was wondering about that too, but I don't have Toval then. Here, let's see. William, RFE, Emma, Lisa. Alright, so that just leaves me and Reen all alone. There. Damn, if I'd known that, I wouldn't have upgraded his stuff. The higher elements seem to be present here. Like in the old schoolhouse. That's time, space, and mirage, right? The three that aren't usually active, yeah, the ones that I always screw up their names, those would be the ones. I don't know why I screw them up all the time, but I do. What do you think's causing that to happen? Who knows? Something's clearly out of balance, but beyond that, I couldn't say. And here comes one of them swirly monster things. Monsters are significantly more dangerous compared to before, too. I can sense it. We're going to need to tread lightly. Gotcha. Alright. There are some areas where the higher elements, time, space, and mirage, are present. Monsters in such areas can be strong or weak to these elements, and their time, space, and mirage arts are amplified. Furthermore, a number of special AT bonuses which demand caution are present in battle. Special turn bonuses exist in places where the higher elements are active. Status attack, death blow, vanish, CP up, and CP loss. Okay.
Sure thing.
So I just want to take a look at something because I'm going to close a couple of windows I've got in the background. Because, as I said, I have some stuff uploading, and I think it's running a little warmer than I would like based on the heat that is coming out. And I think because of the uploads, it's having an issue. And that seems to have helped with my little bar issue that I was having. So, there we go. All right.
Here I go.
So, we've got a charging station. Oh, and here's a box.
Ha!
Yeah, I discovered that at I think it was the end of the other one when it was just like, poof, your CP's gone. I'm like, no, I was just gonna use that. Give me my CP back. Sure doesn't look like your everyday type, but hey, station is a station. I'm guessing it'll still be a good point to return to if we're in need of a break. This is a special orbment charging station. Inspecting it will allow you to customize weapons and synthesize quartz in addition to recovering HP and EP. So let's rest even though we really don't need to. We're gonna do it anyway. Alright, and so I want to look at something. Yeah, so I need to earn some more Sepith. Alright, so I'm gonna save so I don't have to go through all of that chattering and stuff again. And we're gonna come through.
Ha! Ha! Let's get him.
And we have our first battle.
I'm up.
In Celtic, anyway. And we have the Sasa Panda. We had a different name
My
last
turn.
time. He was a panda, but
There! Ha! I'm up! One, two!
Let's move. Ha! My turn.
Ha! Now!
Gotcha.
okay.
You
So
nailed it,
we've had
Reed.
our first
Thanks, but that was all you.
one done. Oh, we got a whole 3. Is it me or do they seem awfully... Oh, we do have a left turn here that I was wondering about from before. Seems like they're being a little stingier with the separate
Chest. I wonder what's
maps
inside.
this time around. I was like, how far are you gonna follow me?
Ha!
Ah. Oh
Damn
no.
it! We're all screwed up.
Yep, we're all screwed up all right. Because I can't walk backwards.
Let's move.
Ha!
Now's our chance.
Gotcha!
Okay.
Sure thing.
That was bad.
Sure thing. Huh?
My turn.
There! Ha!
Another
Now!
one.
Gotcha! Sure thing. One, two,
My turn.
sit!
Okay.
Okay, it's safe for now.
It's safe for now. Don't worry, we got this. Okay, so now we have one more. And I do need to heal him because of me doing this wrong, sort of. Should not say sort of, but I did fail like the turning around and running backwards thing, like I'm gonna probably do now. Alright, so he stopped there.
Sit.
Now I can do it.
Now's our chance. Let's get him.
Thank you for the Trixie,
Sure thing.
Steve. Alright, so we're gonna do double strike, and this guy's first.
One, two. Now! All right! Let's get him!
Let's get him!
Understood.
I love these little scenes. They're so fun.
My turn.
Ha!
Okay, it's safe for now.
It's safe for now. Okay, so there were a bunch of boxes, and then there's a chest, which looked like a normal
Oh,
chest.
chest. I wonder what's inside.
A stone brooch. Let's see what that stone brooch does. We have lighter, an amulet carried by mountain climbers to warn off the cold. And stone brooch prevents petrify. Works for me. And I thought, maybe not. Thought I had seen another box, but. Alright, so we came from over there. We need to go. Yeah. This way, that's right. And then this was just a big loopy thing.
Ha! Ha!
Get some fire sepith. And we have one of the whirligig guys.
Ha! Let's get him!
Okay.
Here I go.
Oh, and my friend who is working on my other emojis slash emotes sent me pictures the other day
Now's our chance.
of the drawings of what they're going to look like.
I'm up!
And I'm really excited I have to earn the slots over time. I have to have enough subscribers on Twitch or wait a certain amount of time. I can't remember exactly. To be able to add more to
Got you.
Twitch for you guys.
Here I go.
But I can add them to the Discord because Discord can take
My
quite
turn.
a few.
Ha!
Oh, you missed, Reen. How could you?
Ready to go.
Anyway, oh, he frozen. Nice.
Let's move.
So I am excited to
That's that.
eventually get
Let's
those
keep
and be able to
moving.
share them with you guys. Okay, and quick save. And I know it saves. I'm just one of those people that I used to be playing games and they didn't have auto saves like that, so I've kind of... That is not the button I meant to push. Alright, so there's not an enemy to the left that I can see. There are some boxes.
Ha!
And that's back to the junction. Okay.
Sit.
Ah, no.
Ha! 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 Ha!
This is so funny. How many times am I going to go back and forth to get an advantage on a
Let's
bug?
get him.
He's
Here I
so
go.
dangerous, though.
There! Ha! Now's our chance.
Gotcha.
You're done.
You're done.
I'm up.
Tovo!
I'm up. Now. All right. Let's get him.
Let's get him.
Understood. Sit.
You nailed it, Reen.
Thanks, but that was all you.
Oh, and he leveled up. See?
did it.
Stingy! Stingy with the Sepith Mass. Alright, here's a box.
Sit.
Okay. Entering the second area. Nice, there's just a little corner over here with some boxes.
Ha!
Anything over here? We have a chest. Yay! Yay for chests.
Oh, I could probably fish here.
Now see, that's much better than, oh, this is a nice spot when you're not thinking about it. Let's see, they even put a little fish and they changed his wording to, oh, I could probably fish here. I needed that in the first game. I was like, oh, why does he keep saying that? Duh. Now, if I can figure out how to fish in Stardew Valley, even with my practicer, I'll be in good shape. Except with Mass. Yay! NCP.
Huh.
Woohoo! 2 more times. Is he gonna be like, whatever? What even is this?
Caught one.
Oh, no. I don't think I've caught one of those. They might be new to this game, though. Yeah. I definitely could use... And I have a thing, my son showed me that you can practice for Stardew Valley, the different difficulty levels of fishing. And I haven't really gotten to spend a lot of time with it. Like, I know the concept, but oh my gosh, I suck at it so bad. This is just button mashing, and I can do button mashing. That other one's tricky button mashing. Oh, the wrong button. All right, yeah, this is just another
Sit! Ha!
kind of corner back there. Get some stuff from the box. Oh,
We
the
aren't planning to take that
Ram Gorillas
monster on,
again.
are we?
Hello.
Ha! Ha!
Stay sharp, guys.
Okay, there
Here I go.
Guten Abend. Take care of the canine. Aw.
There! Ha! Now's our chance.
Gotcha.
That's what I
I'm
just
up.
said, the Ram Gorillas. Oh my gosh.
1, 2.
Wow, he exploded. Oh no.
I'm up.
He's all swirly swirly.
My turn. Sit!
At least it didn't last long.
Sure thing. Phew. Well, that's that.
Phew.
That's what I like to see.
Oh, Toval.
Ha!
Oh, chest. I wonder what's inside.
So, you can customize him ornament. Nice. Okay. They look pretty good for right now.
Oh, is that a stream?
Ha!
This way should lead to the exit.
Ha! Ha!
I was like really confused there for a second. Alright, so let's go to the right, 'cause there's a trail with a bunch of monsters at the end of it.
Sit!
Let's get him.
But it was like
Ready
a
to go.
girl's voice that we were hearing.
Let's move.
And that was weird
Ha!
because obviously none of the
I'm
girls
up.
are with us right now.
Let's move. Ha! Now's our chance.
Gotcha.
Okay.
You nailed it,
Couple
Reem.
more to go.
Thanks, but that was all you.
Let me get some boxes.
Sit! Sit!
Warmer. Oh, and they're both coming.
Bring it on.
Oh, okay, Kate, it worked. This is the thing you were trying to teach me to do that apparently wouldn't work in the first game. So it's going to tell me about it now. About chain battles. Initiating an encounter with one or multiple enemies close by will result in you fighting one battle immediately after another up to 3 consecutive times. In addition to granting their own tactical bonus, chain battles accumulate experience points only at the end of the last encounter and result in netting more than you would otherwise receive.
Sure thing.
Excellent! Did it say turbo? I was hitting the top button, I thought. I was trying to do the fast run. I didn't notice it saying turbo. I have to watch and see. Maybe this one I have to change the button settings or something. Okay, so I'm going to be doing 3 battles in a row. So I need to watch people's health.
1, 2. Now.
That's okay. You keep working on a lesson
Here I go.
plan and a random YouTube thing that I know nothing about.
There. Ha!
I jokingly say that because
I'm up.
she's my YouTube manager, so to speak. That's her official title. And so she's
1, 2.
working on fixing a lot
You're
of
off
stuff.
balance.
And
Got you.
just to say thank you to Rose for
And
working on
more.
that. Because it's been a pain in the butt. Wow, that's really
Here
cool.
I go.
So apparently that was just not a first game thing.
There. Ha!
And now it is.
I'm up.
Because we've tried. We tried this so many times and it would
1,
not
2.
happen. And I guess that makes sense now. Oh, okay, I'm
Let's
gonna have to
move.
heal Reen.
Yeah.
Sure thing.
1, 2. Now. Got you.
That was not the button I meant to hit.
Here I
but-
go.
Okay. Oh, he has a lot of points. I was trying to get both of them, but I can't. Not with this one anyway. That one I
Second
can.
form. Gale.
Stretch.
Now's our chance.
Ready to go.
Oh, he lost the CP. God dang it. All right, now I gotta sit up straight. Fix my computer. Which seems to be running a lot cooler now that I fixed those things that were on. Which is good. Okay, and oh, hydrate. That's what I forgot. Okay. So, now that my controller slid around and did weird things.
My turn. Ha! Now's our chance. Now's our chance.
Now's our chance.
Leave it to me.
Leave it to me.
Sit.
Let's go.
You nailed it, Reen.
Thanks, but that was all you.
Nice. Telling you. All right, so let's heal. Quick save because of reasons. All right, so
Oh, a chest. I wonder what's inside.
gee, I wonder what's inside that oh so pretty chest.
Bring it on.
Ready to go.
Bad guys everywhere. That's what's inside that chest. I forget what arts he has.
Arcus, activate.
Of course, I picked the wrong two, but oh well. Bamboo sledgehammer. Uh-oh. Don't be unconscious, because then we die.
I'm up. Here you go.
Oh, I did it again. I always get the KO and the faint confused. I don't know why I do that. I gotta stay
Ready to
alive
go.
first. Oh, he lost the CP again. Good grief.
Arcus, activate! Here you go!
Alright, Reen's out.
everyone.
And Toval's about to be out. So I have to do it again. Yep. I assume I have to do the entire 3 battles again. That's my fault. I should have healed Toval so I could have healed Reen. My bad. Let's retry.
Enemy sighted. Let's
So
take
just
him
the
out.
last one, or does it not count anymore? The way I do it is test it. And I see who it suggests. Gotcha. Yeah, I just always thought it started on that person because that was the person to start with. You know what I mean?
Arcus, activate!
Like, I'm
Here I go.
using it, so let's start with me, kind of a thing.
Arcus, activate.
Just goes to show that I played the first game and I'm still learning things in this game.
Huh.
And I bet you I'll continue to learn things through the entire series. That was the other thing I was going to ask you, Kate, and I was going to look it up, and I haven't done it yet. I know you said to play one of the games between 3 and 4.
Ready to go.
And then there was, sorry, I have to think for a second. There was a thing that we talked about, like when to play the other
Arcus,
games in the
activate.
series, like after is okay. I know one specifically you said to play between 3 and 4. I'm just gonna call these death pandas from now on.
My turn.
He needs more than Tyr.
Yeah.
Cheers! I'm up!
At the same time as this game, but it takes place in Crossbow. I don't like that view.
There!
Ash of flames, gather on my blade.
Yep, I remember that.
Sure thing.
Yeah, we did it.
Sorry, that's it for you.
That's it for you. So the other ones I can play later. That was took out the portraits on the things that you see happen in the other game. Okay. But I can play that. That's the one I can play after. Okay. Oh, and we got Scepter. Alright, so... Wow, you also have school starting. Okay. Alright, well, and I've had my first chained battle. So that was kind of cool. Okay, if you can put it in my Discord messages for me, what you would recommend to put in those places, so I'll do it in that order, because I trust you when it comes to the ordering of those things. So if you think that there's some that would be maybe more meaningful or more effective to play them in a certain order coming forward or going forward. That thing is gonna disappear.
Bring it on.
Damn it. I'm not gonna get back
Here I
to
go.
it. It'll probably be gone. Crud.
There! Ha! Now!
Gotcha! Ready to go. I'm up!
My turn. Ha! Now!
Gotcha!
Okay.
You nailed it, Reem.
Thanks, but that was all you.
They've got their little bromance going on. Time Sepith. I needed that to synthesize something, I think. No, that was the wrong one. Again, you'd think I would, at this point, remember some of these things. And for whatever reason, my brain refuses to remember certain ones. I will get there. Oh, she made it the true ending. She finished it like a week or so ago. And I'm not sure what you mean by true. And she says yes. So she must know what you're talking about because she is here. So, now we're in the area number 1 now. And look, another Rambrella.
We aren't planning to take that monster on, are we?
I'm up!
Watch out! This is a tough one.
Oh, man. Alright, well, I thought I got him.
My turn.
But apparently I didn't.
There! Ha! Now!
Gotcha!
Because I can't.
Time to stop holding back!
And I should have plenty of time to... I'm hoping I have plenty of time to regenerate it before I need, like, uber amounts of it again. There are 2 endings.
This
I'm
is
not
gonna hurt!
exactly sure how they work, but I know there's a true ending if you do something right. And yeah. She said, yeah.
I'm
He
sorry,
death blowed
everyone.
Reen. You beast, you! How dare you?
Ready to go!
Okay. Okay.
Here you go!
Really? Oh, okay. Thought for a second it didn't do it.
Well, that's that.
Now we gotta wake up Reen. She hasn't made it yet, she said. She hasn't made it yet. She said she didn't want to. Don't spoil it.
I did it!
I did it. Okay, so now... Well, he's not pink. Normally when they're knocked out, they're pink. Oh, they did something nice? That's interesting. different. Okay, so this is another circle. So see the left one, it's shorter. Oh, come on, Toad. Damn you.
Now's our chance. Let's get him.
Let's
Here I
get
go.
'em. They're not linked. I forgot because Rain passed out.
Ha! Now!
Gotcha!
You're done.
You're done.
Ready to go. Hup.
Here I go. Ha! Now! Now's our chance.
Now's our chance.
Leave it to me.
Leave it to me.
Sit.
Poof.
You nailed it, Reen.
Thanks,
I like the
but that
poof
was all
animation. Alright. Doesn't it, like, some of the plants here look like they should be able to be, like,
Oh, a chest. I wonder what's inside.
put into your inventory? HP 1 in chest. But this one's locked to the silver spot. And he's got an HP 1, so I'll just leave it in inventory for right now. Alright. Alright, so let's go this way and then we'll check the other side. Oops.
We need to regroup.
This one guy. I
Sure
don't think you
thing.
need to regroup.
My turn. Ha! Now!
Gotcha!
Okay.
You nailed it, Reen.
Thanks, but that was all you.
That was great timing, Rose. Okay, just had to rearrange my computer again because since it's a laptop, it tends to slide anytime I move, so I have to always fix it. Okay, so we went all the way around again. So we want to come, yeah, we want to go back behind us now. I think there's a box or something. I don't think there's a chest over here. There's another box. But nothing's in it, and that's back where we came from, so okay. Now we can come back this way. And there's some boxes and a chest. Got Sepith. I needed Sepith so bad. Should I turn around? Yeah, I need to go straight and then to the right. Yep, there. And I have to fight the...
We aren't planning to take that monster on, are we?
Of course we are. How many times am I gonna have to do this? Why is this thing not working?
Watch out. This is a tough
Alright,
one.
it didn't
Sure
work
thing.
for some reason. I was doing something wrong.
They're off balance.
Got you.
I like how they're throwing
go.
in things like He's off balance.
Now's our chance.
Gotcha!
To reinforce the idea behind
Ready to go!
unbalancing. Which
My
they didn't
turn.
really...
Ha!
I mean, it was in
Now's
some
our
of
chance.
the
Now's our chance.
talking in the other game.
Understood.
But they're getting into it more, pointing it out more, I think.
Ready to
In
go!
the little bit that I've played, anyway, it seems that way. Oof.
Sorry, that's it for you.
Bye-bye, Ram Gorilla. We've got some boxes. Just to make sure I haven't turned myself around like I do so frequently. Here's our machine, we rest. Da 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 da. Okay. Now. I want to see if I can do. Let's forget I can do that. Okay. All right. Grunoja, the roaring baboon. Yep, he's roaring because somebody blunted the ends of his horns or something. Is that what this is? That thing's huge. It must be the Sparks ruler. We actually fought it during our field study the last time we were here. Doesn't look too happy about us stepping on its turf. What's going on? Are our Arcus units resonating? Feels like there's some immense power welling up from inside me, too. Yeah, you're right. Rose says it looks like a combination of Tauros and Infernape. Seems like you're the cause, Reen. What do you mean by that? We can't worry about it later. Let's take this thing down. Roger. Isn't that Bee's line?
Stay sharp, guys.
Just saying. Reen and Toval can now use Overdrive when linked with one another. That about Overdrive. Overdrive is an ability triggered during battle that boosts the power of Arcus combat links. It restores HP, EP, and CP, and clears all status abnormalities for both the character who activated it and their partner. While in this state, they can act uninterrupted for 3 consecutive turns, and all attacks and crafts performed will unbalance enemies. Interesting. In addition, all arts can be cast instantly. Fighting battles fills up the Overdrive icon. Okay. And you press the right button and then the A button to activate. Okay. Activating Overdrive restores 30% of both partners' HP and EP, 30 CP, and cures all status ailments. Nice.
Let's move.
To activate Overdrive, move the battle cursor to attack, and then press the right and the A button. So unlike an S-Craft, which you can send any time, this you have to wait till it's your turn. Is what this is telling, I believe. Alright, so... Right.
Here goes! Overdrive!
Alright.
Now's our chance!
Gotcha! Ready to go. 1, 2! They're off balance!
Got you! Here I go! Ash of flames, gather on my blade!
Ha!
Strike!
9 o'clock. Maggie's at 9. Unless she changed it in the last bit that I've been...
Sure thing.
Since 5:30 when I've been streaming, and I'm unaware of it.
They're off balance!
Got you! Here I go!
Of course, I didn't notice again. That was a critical turn.
Sure thing.
Okay, so he can't do that because he's muted or sealed or whatever. So we can do this though.
Arcus, activate! Here you go!
And now we can do
Let's move!
that if I hit the
Time
right
to
button.
stop holding back!
I love how his hands glow. So cool.
This is gonna hurt!
And I like his outfit with his trench coat and his
Rebellion
sneakers and stuff.
storm!
Makes me kind of sad to hear that he's going to be
My turn!
leaving me. Because I was kind of excited to have
Arcus,
him as
activate.
character.
Huh!
Cheers!
Here I go! Yeah!
Wow. Wow, that's a temper
Ready to go.
tantrum if I ever saw one. Dang. All right. I don't think I have something for faint yet. Thank you for the Trixie, Steve. Yeah, I don't have anything right now for that. I can unseal my friend, but I can at least heal him.
I'm up!
Oh, he's unsealed already.
Here you go!
This guy's tough.
I'm up! They're off balance! All right, let's get them!
Understood! Ash of flames, gather on my blade!
Gather on my blade.
Strike!
Oh no.
Sure thing. Here you go!
I think he says that even for himself.
Let's move!
Ready to go.
Oh, come on.
My turn. Sit.
It's gotta
I'm
be
up.
close. Without actually looking at the thing. Fists of Fury. Isn't that a thing in like the...
Here I go.
I swear there's like a Fist of Fury in something.
Ha!
Like a movie. Alright. I'm gonna go back to the Ordnance Station and recharge. Now that we've blown up the...
That's that. Let's keep moving.
Who's he, what's it? You're Celine. Phew, well, we're alive. I'm surprised we managed with just the two of us. Me too. Now we just need to figure out what happened back there. Celine, you said I was the cause, didn't you? That's right, I could feel the link between the two of you becoming stronger. And the power that made it possible came from you, Reen, because you're an awakener. That doesn't really explain anything. Sorry, but that's all I know. I'm just telling you what I felt. Yeah, that's what it is, Steve. Thank you. This can drive me crazy. It's a Bruce Lee movie. You know, this could be a huge advantage for us if we can learn to master it. No arguments here. Well, practice makes perfect, so let's try to use this as much as possible. Well, I didn't manage to trigger it again, but... About Overdrive. Overdrive provides many advantages during battle, making a powerful asset if used correctly, yes. Once activated, both members, yes, you already told me that. 3 continuous turns, yep. All arts, yep. How to charge the overdrive gauge. Aha, so maybe I wasn't allowed to do it that turn. That was just say, here, this is what it does, now we tell you more about it. Overdrive gauge charges through dealing damage to enemies and providing support to party members. The gauge will also charge based on your tactical bonus after battle. The higher the bonus, the more it will charge up. While preserving overdrive uses is a valid strategy, and utilizing it often is a key to swift, effective combat. Alright then. Let's go back to the little machine real quick. Rest. Okay. We get to the Celtic Highway! Yay! Oh, it's so nice to be back in a regular type place for a little while. Even though I'm sure it's overridden with monsters. Phew, glad to be out of there. The higher elements don't seem to be active outside the park from what I can tell. Although something still feels off. It feels like something is starting to happen here in Erebonia. As to what? You've got me. Just saying something doesn't make it sound very good. Let's put that off for now and start with gathering some info. How much control the Noble Alliance has in this area and all that fun stuff. It'll be ideal if we could find out at least that before we get to town. Oh, I know who we could ask. There should be a farmhouse nearby. Want to start by asking there? Don't see why we shouldn't. Just make sure you don't end up drawing suspicion. Naturally, I'll be keeping my mouth shut as long as we're in front of people. That's a first. At least since she started talking. Got it. I'll show you two the way. Alright, so they're both healed. Let's do a quick save. And we've got some boxes and things here. Nothing to pick up. Nothing there. I just wanted to see if I could bust it. Yes, I remember we had to fix a bunch of lights along this path, too. Light bulbs or something. there's a farmhouse. I love how it makes you put your weapon away before you approach the farmhouse.
My turn!
Hey there, who might you two be? Don't think I've ever seen you around these parts. Anything we can help you with? You actually look awfully familiar, young man. Have we met? Actually, we're traveling merchants, you see. We just got here too, so we don't exactly have the best grasp on the current situation. That's why we'd appreciate it if we could get some info from the locals. Traveling merchants, huh? Must be rough for you guys. Well, we'd be glad to give you a rundown of things if that's what you're looking for. Wow, he really is resourceful. Thank you. Reen inquired about the state of things in Keldic over the past month. To be honest, it hasn't been too crazy here. In fact, you could say it's been almost peaceful. There have been no major battles or anything. Yeah, mainly because the Noble Alliance is dominating. Granted, Keldic itself has been pretty tense since everything started. I see. How about your farm then? Safe to assume things haven't changed much on that front? Not exactly. With all the restrictions on the railroad network, among other things, we've been feeling the effects of the war. The Grand Market's taken a massive hit, thanks to those train restrictions too, which only makes our situation worse. Yeah, almost everything we produce here gets sold off at the market. Doesn't help that the provincial army's been requisitioning goods from people lately too. Oh no. Oh, thank you, Rose. Mitch was here earlier. He was gonna go play with games with his cousin, and he's gonna come back and go, "She beat me by 2." Hi, Whiskey. They've got a bit war going on between them. So yeah, them requisitioning things from people is not fair. Here's hoping things go back to normal soon. You're preaching to the choir. This might sound like an odd question, but you haven't seen any students around this area recently, have you? Students? Can't say we have. Why do you ask? Oh, no real reason. Just curious. Yes, you are currently winning. Mitch is gonna come back and see it and lose his marbles. I couldn't miss the scoreboard jumping spots. Yes. Yes, it got down to 1 the other day, and Mitch had to go, and he was like, "Rose, don't you dare while I'm gone." Oh, gosh. Oh, no real reason, just curious. We'll get out of your hair now. Thanks for the update. Should make our lives a bit easier. No worries. Just watch your backs if you're gonna be here for a while. Thanks for the warning. We'll keep our eyes open. It was probably a stretch to hope for any leads around here. That's the point, Steve. Thank you, Steve. You're so cute, little puppers. I love that pupper. I didn't yesterday, however, nothing was specified about doing it today. You're right. You're right. Well, we did get some info on what the Noble Alliance is up to. You guys are awesome. I have so much fun with you guys all here. Hey, Trixie's for you. I liked Ymir. I was really interested to finally get to see Reen's hometown and meet his family and all of the drama that happened there. I am sad that I didn't get to ride the funicular. I wanted to ride the funicular. Did not happen. The thing that goes down the mountain. After the fire and all of that stuff. Like, oh, how did I manage to do that? Hang on a second. My controller just went for a fall to the floor. I have to grab it. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I was wondering about Emma and Fee, actually. Who do I think I will find first? I'm trying to remember from the first one when we were in Keldic if anyone was tied to that place. Because Elliot and Machias are from Heimdall. Eustace is from Boreahard. Lord's from Legram. Gaius is from Nord. Who am I missing? Fee and Emma. I don't know. Milliam, we just know that she was related to the late Chancellor Osborne. So I'm gonna guess Heimdall. But I could be wrong about that. And then our former colleague, we never got to do anything with him, so I don't. Elisa and Roar, that's right. It's like I knew there was somebody missing. Okay, so let's go check out Keldic for now. I don't expect to run into much trouble while we're there. You know the way, right? Yeah, south down the highway. Well, I'm figuring Laura's gonna be in Legram because that's where she's from, and we don't know what became of her father after the whole situation. So I'm gonna suspect that Laura went home to take care of things in her father's absence. And Elliot, I think that those guys are gonna be in their hometown, so maybe... Hello.
Ha!
Can I fight you? Want to fight? Fight me?
Bring it on!
Is it just me,
Here I
or
go.
does it sometimes when Reen talks, it sounds like he's saying shit? Is it just me?
Ha!
Ready to go.
Let's move. Sit!
Ready to go.
Here I go.
I've not made no.
Ha!
Sure thing. Sorry.
Okay.
That's it for you.
That's it for you. Okay, so we did get some points that time. Alright, so we need to heal again. I always do that. Alright, so we got another weird monster over there.
Sit! Ha!
Sure thing.
That's why I like running around as him, because
Oh, a chest. I wonder what's inside.
it's a normal chest, so light glasses. Because this is the one we actually changed the lamppost light for.
Enemy sighted. Let's take him out. My
I
turn.
went a little too far.
There. Ha!
I'm up.
Can I get all of them? I was hoping I could get all of them, but it looks like the most I can get is 2.
Arcus, activate.
Too slow. Now's our chance.
Gotcha. Here you go. Ready to go.
Here I go. Ha!
Okay. Poison spray.
There! Now!
Got you!
Okay, so we've been poisoned.
You nailed it, Reen.
Thanks, but that was all you.
Nope. Before he battles, he sounds like he says, "Oh shit." Yeah, Reen got hit pretty hard that time around. That was my bad, because I screwed up the attack again. Alright, so we busted these, we'll bust them again. I don't know, I would like to think that we're gonna find Fee or Elisa first. If I can't pick Laura, because we're not in Legram, and I think Laura's on Legram. I would really, if I could choose, I would never find Machias. Just saying. It'd only take a few hours on foot from here. You wondering how things are over in Trista? If it's bugging you that much, we could always go take a look. Do we have the time? Not for detours. Keldic's right over there. I know we're short on time, but still, it's obvious that it's on your mind. And trust me, people work better if they've got less on their mind to weigh them down. You sure you don't mind? All I want is to get a rough idea how things are in the region. That shouldn't take up too much time, I think. I'm up for it. Let's get this over with. I figured you would, Kate. I would never ever pick him up if I had the choice. Okay, so that's Keldic, the market town. And obviously we must need to go towards the East Trista Highway in order to go to Trista. So let's do a quick save before we go off on this little side adventure to Trista. Let's make sure there's nothing around that side of that.
Bring it on!
I didn't mean to run into him.
My turn.
Somehow I think I need to build up CP on the way though. I'm just...
Sure thing.
Yeah, this won't take too much time. Well, Reen's out of luck, because Trixie has approximately an hour and a little bit of a area for overflow in the game. And then she's got to get her stuff together to work.
Ready to go.
And have fun. But, you know, I got stuff I got.
1, 2. Phew. Well, that's that.
Okay, so their meter is getting more full. That's cool. Item. And here's some kind of dog thing. I remember him from before. Are we gonna keep doing this? Apparently we are.
Let's take him out! My turn.
Oh, we have a 0 arts.
Huh!
Ready to go.
Because I can.
Time to stop holding back.
And then I'll start building his up again. None.
This is gonna hurt.
See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil, do no evil. Isn't that what that is? Wow, I don't know if you guys can hear my controller going crazy,
That's
but
that.
it was shaking. Craziness, it was shaking. That was an awesome attack. And I know I impassioned Rean, and he really didn't get a turn out of it, but I don't care because that was really cool. And I love how he just swipes his hand out and goes, whoom. Alright, so yeah, there was a chest over here.
Oh, chest. I wonder what's inside.
A shield, too. Yep, this guy, and then to the right. Nothing. Okay, yeah, I remember this road before. What the heck is that? I see floofies up there, as somebody you know would say. Let's look at the map in general. This place has definitely gotten bigger since I was here the last time. Yeah, that's not gonna take very long. Yeah, it's gonna take a little while. We cannot do the warpy thing here. It's like a dandelion floof. There we go.
Let's get him.
I miss having my bow and
Let's move.
stuff like that. I want my other characters.
Ha!
And you missed? Rean, how could
Ready
you?
to go.
And he missed too? Wow, these guys must be super
Let's move.
duper strong. Oh,
We have to retreat.
I did not. No, I did not mean to hit run. I meant to do this.
There. Ha!
Make money by making and selling
Ready
food.
to go.
Yeah, I was wondering about that with the trading, if I could trade the food that I make and stuff, because that would be cool.
Arcus, activate. Here you go.
Sorry, that's it for you.
Bye-bye, dandelion guy.
I did it.
I did it. Autumn leaf cutter can now. True autumn leaf cutter can now be used. Nice. Cool. Alright, so we have stuff in this corner. We got a bug over here. Hello.
Now's our chance. Let's get him.
Okay.
My turn.
I'm gonna try it again. This is lower than mine.
Ready to go.
Oh, and we've got... Oh, we had to hit the right button.
Here I go.
I forgot about that. The right button and then the egg. I was like, can I get both of them? Look like.
Huh.
Ready to go.
Kill the palm.
1, 2. Now.
Got you. Here I go.
Let's see how this goes. Haven't used this yet. Nice.
That's that. Let's keep
Very
moving.
nice. Okay, anything on this side of the path?
It's my first time on this highway, actually.
Let's go.
Oh, yeah? This area wasn't part of your field study then, I'm guessing.
Nope, they wouldn't let us pass the entry point. I remember that. Here, Pommy, 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 Pommy. Oh, he ran away quick.
Now's our chance. Let's get him.
Triple advantage.
My turn.
On those mean, nasty palms.
There. Ha!
Sure thing.
And he missed.
I'm up!
Don't miss.
Here I go. Ha!
Okay, it's safe for now.
Those palms are something else. Alright, so let's just look around this side. So you got the stuff. We can't go up there. Here's one of the weird mushroom, spinny mushroom guys. Why, Tobal?
Let's get him!
Here I go.
That was ridiculous.
There. Ha! Now's our chance.
Leave it to me!
Leave it to me.
I'm up! Well, that's that.
That was handy. Wing reached level 2. We got breath. Yay, more than one person can he. Well, he had Curia. Alright, what are. Everybody looks pretty good. We can keep looking around this way. Nothing. Let's look on this side. There's a chest. Oh, and the dandelion flute.
Right, let's get
Oh
started.
my gosh.
Let's move.
Okay, so
Ha! Now.
Gotcha!
nice.
You're done.
You're done.
Sure thing.
2 more. Dastardly dandelion.
Let's move.
So funny. I'm sorry, dastard. Sorry, dastardly deadly. I don't know why I saw dastardly.
Sure thing.
Too slow.
Too slow.
Here I go. Ha!
Oh, I'm getting beaten up by
I'm
the
up.
floofs.
Arcus, activate! Here you go!
Here you go. You should be saying, here I go.
Here I go.
Oh, they're too far apart for that.
Second form. Gale.
Ready to go.
Thanks.
Sure thing. 1, 2. Now.
That's right.
My
Show those
turn.
flowers use paws. Q-tips. You guys are funny. That's awesome.
Second form. Gale!
He missed?
Here I go.
That's so wrong.
Arcus, activate. Yeah!
I can't beat him.
Sure thing.
Oh god, what's the line? Oh, hey, okay, hang on. What's the line? It's like, I can't believe I'm getting beat by a rug. Isn't that the line? I can't believe I'm getting beaten by a rug. From Aladdin. Something like that. Something like that in Aladdin. He's like, I can't believe I'm getting beaten by a rug. Swear to God, that's what it is. I haven't watched Aladdin in a while. It's one of my favorite movies.
There. Phew.
Okay, I take it
That's
back. I
that.
played it recently because I have Disney Plus, but I didn't actually watch it because I was surprised at the message that they put before it. I'd never seen that message before that movie before. But, yeah, he said, I can't believe I'm getting beaten by a rug. Arts. Breath. Let's save. Fire, fire. Leave the chest. If you charge 1. And we looked at the other side of the road. Alright, so there's a whole little plateau thing over there. So let's go around here. We'll beat the little palm guy and then curve back around.
Now's our chance. Let's get him!
And then go get that little plateau before
Ready
we
to go.
carry on.
One, two.
And he missed.
Here I go.
I don't mess around with these
Second
guys.
form. Gale!
They're
Here
all
I go.
cute and floofy and everything like that, but
There!
as
Ha!
Kate says, they can become monstrous.
Ready to go.
And I have not even seen a really huge one,
That's that.
but I've seen some of them that they take your stuff from you and they get bigger and bigger and bigger each time. And that is not cool. Carry a bomb. I just love how he just throws his arm out and boom. No, I didn't want to go there yet. That's not where I was trying to go. I was trying to go back. Can't believe what I'm seeing. Wow, looks like they've set up a checkpoint. Ooh. And then a tank. And more tanks. And I don't think we're getting through there. All those armored cars. And they even got a few soldats on watch, too. Man, I can't believe they've got those things stationed at checkpoints. Looks like Trista's being really heavily guarded. This route does lead to the capital as well, so that's no surprise. Well, there's no getting through here, unfortunately. Sorry, this was a waste of time. Not at all. Thanks to you, I can get back to focusing on the task at hand. Seriously, thanks. Hey, no need to thank me. To be honest, I was just hoping I'd be able to get in contact with old Mick. Oh, I didn't realize you guys were that close. I've known him for years. I figured talking to him would be the fastest way to figure out what's going on elsewhere in the country. Oh well. Well, we're not going to achieve much hanging around here. We best get out of here before they spot us. Yeah, we're not too far from Keldic. Okay, so... No, I'm not... I was just trying to see if I could look and see if there was anything over there, but apparently it won't let me do that.
Let's
Alright,
get him.
so let's kill these monsters and then head towards Keldic.
Ready to go. One, two. Now.
Got you!
Down you go.
Down you go!
Here I go!
Make them dance the lion's wine.
Ha! Here I go! Ha!
Sure thing.
I know I should use the overdrive, but I'm gonna wait till I have another
That's
group on the
that.
way back. Because it made it sound like you're supposed to use it frequently. And we have to go up here, because I didn't get to go up here. Because I accidentally went towards the gate at Trista. Just a chest and a dandelion dude. Not dandelion dude, mushroom dude.
Now's our chance! Let's get him! My turn!
Twirly, 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 twirly.
Here goes.
Name that movie.
Overdrive!
And a twirly, 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 twirly.
Ha! Now!
Gotcha.
I think we're gonna do this. Nobody can guess?
Sure thing.
Nobody knows what movie the twirly, twirly, twirly's in?
They're off balance. All right. Let's get him.
Understood!
get 'em. That's right. Chop those
Here we go.
mushrooms. I can't get both of them.
Sit! Let's move! Ha!
Okay.
It's safe for now.
Oh, chest. I wonder what's inside.
We're about to find out. And look, there it is. The checkpoint. Surprised they're not giving us, like, a sneaky way to...
Oh, I could probably fish here.
How did I know? There's one.
Not bad.
Ooh, Sepith Math times 10. That was nice. Let's get some more of that. Okay.
Not bad.
We got another fighter. And some more Sepith Math. One more. One more time. All right.
Not bad.
U material. Nice. All right. We fished our 3 times. Let's go and do a quick save. And their health is pretty good right now, so we'll leave that alone. I just want to look at the map. So we fought pretty much all these guys on the way in. Oh look, it even marked the little fishing spot on the map. Sorry, Sorry, because I fought these guys on the way in. Right now, I just want to get to Keldic, because I have a time limit, and I've got like half an hour. Go through the next section. Now this part I didn't do because I came from that left area, and that comes down from the farm. Oh, it's those slug guys. I remember them.
Now's
These
our
guys
chance.
I will fight
Let's
because I
get
haven't
'em.
fought them yet.
Sure thing.
A death cargo? Sounds
Let's
like
move.
a Wonka movie. Right? His face probably is on every poster there. You see this guy, or this giant
I'm up.
robot thing.
My turn. Sit. Here I go. Sit.
I'm up. One, two. They're off balance.
Got you.
Not enough to kill him before he... Oh, he's
Here I go.
casting.
There. Ha!
Nice.
Sure thing.
Okay.
Let's move. Ha!
Ready to go. Now.
Got you.
Okay. And they're both at 200.
You nailed it, Reem.
Thanks, but that was all you.
Is it me, or is Rain's hair getting whiter and whiter like that his other form? I'm calling it another form because I'm not really sure. They haven't really explained it yet. So,
Let's wrap this
Oop,
up.
I didn't mean to do that. Oh,
Here
well.
I go. Ha!
Sure thing.
Of course you
Here
did.
I go. Ha!
Okay, it's safe for now.
It's safe for now. Nice. Alright. And they could use a little bit of healing. It's close enough for right now. Nothing from that one. This is a windmill. And we can't go by. Keldic, the market town! Yay! Keldic, the market town. And the grand market. Must be market day. It's been a while since the last time I was in Keldic. Those farmers said things were tense here, but I was expecting worse. Yeah, it doesn't actually seem that bad, even with the odd armored car here and there. That's probably evidence of how much this war is going in the Alliance's favor. So they've let that get to their heads, have they? We should start asking around to see if we can get anything out of the townsfolk. Here's hoping that someone knows something about the rest of Class 7. Right. Oh, but one warning. I'm sure you don't need me to tell you this, but you're pretty high on the Noble Alliance's wanted list. Even if you're in plain clothing, try not to stand out too much. Otherwise, it's all over. Understood. Okay, let's get to work. Which brings to mind the fact that Rean has on his casual clothes. Does he have casual clothes? Nope, he does not. I just wondered. I mean, not like what he's wearing isn't casual. There's a house.
Here I go.
Ready to go.
Let's go around his table. I can still hardly believe this is all happening. It should be enough that my sweet Becky's come home, but How can I stay relieved when I'm so worried about our future? Tran, my sisters finally came back. I should not be happy about it, but I cannot help it. I can never do that accent. I missed her lots when she was gone, so this is Becky from school's house. Is she home? There she is. I really cannot be bothered with anything now, especially with the Grand Market as dead as it is. Is that a Thor's uniform? You know Becky. What's wrong with you? It's officially called his ogre power. I did not know it was called Ogre's ogre power. Huh? Pretty sure I know you from somewhere. Yeah, I've helped you out and talked to you lots of times, Becky. You have a horrible memory. Black hair, diligent attitude. Reen, is that you? Becky? You know her? Yeah, we're in the same year at Thor's. How'd you wind up here, Becky? Hold up. You're the one that should be explaining yourself first. You can tell me about Wandy here while you're at it. Okay. Maybe we should all calm down a little first. Reen gave her a brief explanation of how he'd come to visit Celtic. Well, I was daft for thinking I understand any of that. So basically you're looking for the rest of Class 7? That's the gist of it. You managed to make it from Thor's to here on your own, right? Color me impressed. Truth is, Hugo secured an escape route for us. That's how I managed to make it all the way here. He was a student working at Kleist & Co., if I remember correctly. Helped, huh? Does that mean he's not here now? I've got no idea what happened to him after that. Wee Bam chose the worst time to act all cool. It might be a little insensitive of me to ask right now, but do you have any info about Thor's or the other students? Anything at Class 7 in particular would be a huge help. The girl I escaped with is over at the church. Other than that, I've got Hee Haw. The Provincial Army don't really care much about us normal students either. Really? I was questioned a fair bit when I first got here, but after that they just let me do whatever. It's probably enough for them knowing they can keep an eye on you. The second you start acting suspicious, they can swoop in and toss you in the slammer. And they probably see Class 7 as the most suspicious of all. Hint, hint. Yeah, I know. We'll have to sleep with one eye open around here. Well, thanks for letting us know, Becky. Just try and lay low for now. Aye, that was a plan. Not like I've got the motivation to do anything when the Grand Market's in this sad state. Okay, so there's nothing else apparently here at Becky's. So we're gonna leave. And we can't go to that house. And there's the soldiers. They're everywhere. Here's the market manager's house. As much as it pains me to do this, I've made up my mind. I'm closing up shop and heading back home. Doing business isn't exactly easy these days, and there's my family to worry about. Maybe I can come back once this war's over and done. Yeah, we were at Becky's house, and now we're at the market manager's house. Maybe, I look forward to seeing you all again if that day comes. Crazy how York's a good friend of the market manager's. Even crazier, he's one of Celtic's legendary merchants. Legendary. That's why he's here helping out while the market manager's busy handling other issues. Kinda hard to believe that this is the same pervy drunkard that spent the entire day at the Weathercock. He's like a completely different person now. Thorn is gonna make me fight her. I was wondering how long it was gonna be before you noticed that she did that. You've come a long way these past few years, Lizzie, especially up top. Well, hello there. Keep that up and I'll tell the market manager. Ooh, Okay, maybe not. So I can't. As much as I like to stop you, you seem like you've made up your mind. I'm sorry for bringing this up out of the blue. Don't even worry about it. The Grand Market always values a merchant's freedom. We'll take care of the rest for you. I wish you well. Thank you for everything. Alright, so we didn't really learn anything here. And there's this lady. If you're looking for Otto, I'm afraid he isn't here at the moment. He's left to make an appeal to the provincial army about the tax increases and railway restrictions. We may be at war, but they can't expect us to put up with everything. Alright, and there's probably no point, but I just want to look around up here. Yeah, there's nothing going on up here. Okay. So, just want to look at the map. So at the market manager's house, we definitely don't want to go to the left because those guys to the left are soldiers, but there's a lady in front of us. And then we have something straight ahead, basically, after we talk to her. Vegetables and seasonings really are far too expensive these days. I wonder who could be at the church. I'm gonna guess Emma. I don't know. Oh, this is all because of the Noble Alliance. I don't want them to hear me saying it, but I really, really hate them. Okay, so we've got this dude. Our tax has been bumped up thanks to this war. We thought it was bad before, but man, doesn't help knowing they're using our money to fund the war either. It really kills your motivation to get anything done. Alright, so we have the weathercock. Oh no. I'm sorry. Vivi is pretty reserved, religious. Yeah, I don't know. What are you doing here? With Toval, no less. Hello, ma'am. I see things haven't changed much here. Hey, Margot, you're looking well. The last time we saw each other was when I came for that request, yeah? Been a while. Toval aside, shouldn't you be in hiding, young man? The provincial army was searching for you not that long ago. No one seems to suspect us yet, so we should be fine for now. I doubt they'll notice us so long as we don't do anything too crazy. Well, if you say so. It's a relief to know you're okay. Are you going to be staying here? We're actually not sure what we'll be doing for now. More important than where we're staying, there's something we'd like to ask you. Reen explained why he and Toval came to Keldic. So you're searching for your classmates. Based on what we know, they're somewhere around here. You wouldn't happen to have any leads at all, would you? Sorry, can't say that I do. We barely get anyone new coming in as it is, thanks to all the train restrictions. And I would only be able to recognize the students who came with you last time. That's true. Well, just knowing they aren't staying here is a big help. By the way, we heard that things were pretty tense here, but seems to be relatively peaceful from what I can tell. Well, there hasn't been any direct effect on the town itself. Rumor has it there's fighting going on over near the eastern border, though. Over by Gorelia Fortress? Yes, seems like the Imperial Army's holding their line of defense over there. A solid one at that, too. They say the Provincial Army is struggling to break through it. I love how you just see out of the corner, like off to the side of Toval's elbow, you see Celine's tail occasionally just wave into the frame and back out again. The Twin Dragons Bridge is over that way too, actually. They must be fighting with the troops there. Yes, well, that's why a lot of us are worried. If they're fighting that close by, then who knows when Keldic will get caught up in it. That is an unfortunate possibility. The market manager's been doing what he can to prevent the worst, but the provincial army doesn't exactly inspire confidence in their willingness to keep us safe, you know? If only this war would just be over and done with. I feel you. Thanks for the info, Margot. You be sure to watch your back, alright? Same to you too. Be careful out there. Alright, so we can see if we can talk to these guys. Right then. 11 Mira it is. Let me remind you, I'm taking a fairly large hit from this. You're sure you'll be able to get 200, right? You bet. I ain't a man who goes back on his word. Times are tough, so I've started selling more than just processed goods. It took me forever to get a store of my own, so you can bet I ain't giving up on it anytime soon. Oh, if it isn't Tobal! Wait, you're one of the people from Class 7, aren't you? What a surprise! Hey there, Louise. You're always looking as chipper as always. I was kind of worried about this place, but everything seems to be fine. Things were crazy when the war first broke out, actually. The train stopped all of a sudden, and people couldn't get home. So we had to pack them all in here, so they'd have somewhere to sleep. We even had people sleeping out in the hallways. But yeah, the situation has definitely improved since then. Excuse me. Though I guess that doesn't change the fact that we're super busy right now. And you? Seems like the provincial armies are requisitioning goods from pretty much everyone. They even make us farmers hand over a portion of our harvest. They don't give a hoot about the time we spent growing them either. Alright, so we talked to everyone down there. I just want to look up here real quick. Hello. Squirrel. So who would have guessed that getting my hands on a train ticket would be this difficult? I only came here to conduct some quick business, and now I'm stuck waiting here for the inspection process to finish. Where did the days when traveling here from Heimdall took less than an hour to go? Alright, and there's somebody in the room. Not this one, but I just want to look. One of these rooms. Anton. My friend Ricky was on his way to Heimdall right before the war broke out. No one spotted him ever since. Ricky, where are you? Ricky. Poor Ricky. Alright, last room here. Didn't look like anyone was going to be in it. So let's go back down and go to the next place. Okay, there's a guy in the street. Oh? You wouldn't happen to be one of the students who sorted things out at the park earlier this year, would you? That's right. Wait, is that you, Johnson? Someone you know? Yeah, we first met during our field study here back in April. Looks like you've kicked the drinking habit. Is it safe to assume that you got your job back? Huh? Oh man, I'm embarrassed you had to see me like that. You're right though, the market manager put in a good word for me, and before I knew it, I was park ranger again. Of course, that hardly matters right now when the park's closed due to this war. All I can really do at the moment is repair the front entrance. That's a shame. I hate to say it, but that works out in our favor. No risk of anyone coming across Valimar if it's closed. In the meantime, anyway, I doubt we'll be able to leave him there for too long before someone notices. I'm gathering materials for my repairs to the park entrance, so I'll be here in Keldic for a while. If you ever need anything, let me know. Thank you. We'll let you know if anything comes up then. And then we have the arms store. Talk. Everyone's yammering on about this war impacting their sales and whatnot, whining about how they're gonna quit. But then there's us, the little blacksmith shop out in the sticks. We never had many customers, even during the best of times. That's why we're staying right here. Okay. The CD has to buy. I don't think I need those. Okay. I don't know if I want to put Sepith into what's-his-face if he's not gonna be around long. Quartz. And I need a... No, I don't. Yeah, we're good for right now. We'll come back later. Take that, you big Dumbo. If you want to get revenge, you'll have to catch me first. Oh, the kitty. Sigh, those two never change. Life's hard for everyone these days, but they just don't care. They really need to grow up soon. Get back here, Jake. That's one bug in my pocket too many. You're gonna pay. All right, let's go. Well, before I go up there, I do what I always do. Make sure no one's around these rooms. Because I'm sure they're going to be up there. We have the sister. We have so many people coming here to the church these days that none of us have much time to rest. She works efficiently, and I've never heard her complain no matter how much work we pile on her. Truly inspiring. We're lucky that Keldrick's surrounded by so many farms. Even the war can't take that big a toll on our fruit supplies. Best thing about fruit is that you can make juice out of it whenever you're too busy to eat it. Here, give it a try. We got a recipe for fresh vegetable juice. Yay! I was planning on heading to Bereahard, but there's still no sign of the train. There's no point in standing around waiting, though, so I've come here to pray. It's not exactly easy to stay calm when there's a war going on, after all. This church has become a gathering place for those who have lost their homes or simply fled from the horrors of war. To me, it's a sign that this civil war will only lead to more and more turmoil as it continues to rage. It pains me that I can do little more than provide comfort to those who the war has already affected. Perhaps this is a trial passed down to us by Aidios herself. Alright, so no one was in the church. Just the regular church people. And then there's the kids. We went to the inn. We went to the Orbital factory. Aha, and they're in the market. Something's in the market. Because that's the way to leave. And yeah, that's blocked. That's what I thought. So I guess we're going to... I already talked to him, I believe. We're going to the market.
This is the Grand Market, huh? Pretty lively.
Oh,
not as lively as it was, though.
Hello.
Yeah, this ain't the market I know.
Talk. Hello there. Can I interest you in some unique daily necessities? What's so unique about them, you ask? Well, it just so happens that these are all...
I have a bad feeling about this.
Thank you, Steve. Whoop. I just knocked my drink over, too. The last of my iced coffee. Stretch. Okay, and posture check. I gotta change this around here real quick. Oop. Granted, that's just further proof that you're looking at one big fantastic lineup. Okay, so I'm putting that stuff back. Alright, so I hydrated, I posture checked, and I stretched, and I got a bad feeling about this. Now, if only I didn't have to deal with those drunk soldiers taking an interest in my wares. I saw it's supposed to be the best in the market too, but I think it's hurting me more than anything else. Let's see what he actually has. You have a cape. Bunch of capes. But I don't have tons of money, and I have these things. Chapter 2. I'll take that, because I haven't read the other one yet. Is that Laura? Oh, it's not Laura. I saw purple for a second. First thing I thought was Laura. It wasn't purple, though. You go. Come on, we just want your company for a while. There's no need to resist, you pretty thing. We don't bite. My apologies, but I'm in the middle of doing some work for the church, and I happen to be underage too, so come on now. No need to be so quick to say no. Just come to the guardhouse, pour us a few drinks, and you'll be fine. If you really don't want to come with us, though, we do have other options open to us. You'd be surprised how easy it is to bring a girl like you in. We won't even need a good reason to arrest you. But Are these guys for real? There has to be a way to stop them. Hold up. Let me handle this one. Goodness me, you wouldn't happen to be soldiers from the Provincial Army, would you? Oh, lucky me. I couldn't have asked for better timing. You see, I was kind of hoping for a teeny tiny favor from you guys. Who the hell are you? Beat it. Hey, we're all friends here, right? Hey, let's roll out some introductions. Call me Phil. I'm just your average friendly contractor looking for some good business partner, so to speak. After hearing about your valiant accomplishments during this war, I just knew I had to work with you directly. That's why I was kind of hoping you'd put in a good word for me with the head honchos over at your guardhouse. Excuse me? And why would we ever do that for a lowly merchant? You sure you want to be making that assumption? You could be missing out. I hate to brag, but my reputation's pretty up there. Who knows? You might even get your name out there for introducing me. Come on, don't let a guy down. Actually, here, maybe this will help convince you. Toval slipped the soldier smear. Now, wait just a second. It's fine, it's fine. Think of it as a little gift if you want. So what do you say, fellas? Good grief. Well, we got no reason to turn his gift down. Phil was it? We'll pass your name on, but I wouldn't hold my breath. That's what I like to hear. And she's got blonde hair. Is it Elisa? Color me impressed. Tell me though, where'd Phil come from? Just one of the names I used to go by. But hey, I managed to sort that out nice and discreetly, right? Racers like you have definitely earned their name. Thanks for the help, Toval. I thought I was going to have to resort to force, but I'm glad you were able to resolve things without even having to reach for your weapon. No problem. Anyway, are you all right, sister? Yes, thank you very much for your help. Reen, what are you doing here? Rosine? Oh, another acquaintance of yours? Yeah, she's another first year like me. I'm glad to see you're safe and sound, Rosine. Likewise. Would you mind accompanying me to the church? Staying here for too long may draw unwanted attention. Sounds good to me. After you. Are we gonna poof? We're poofing, aren't we? Poofing commences. After they walked to the church, Reen took the time to explain how and why they were in Keldic. So you're searching for the rest of Class 7. I can tell that you've been through some rather trying times. Well, I'm not the only one. It sounds like you had it rough too. You and Becky escaped together, didn't you? I hear Hugo's the one who told you how to. Or how to. That's correct, though we did end up splitting from him along the way. I've been taking shelter here ever since, all while praying as much as possible for everyone else's safety. Any chance you've heard anything about the other students? Or maybe even the academy itself? We're trying to figure out as much as we can. Unfortunately, I don't know anything. That's a shame. But the important thing is that you're safe. Actually, on that note, is the provincial army always that bad? Kinda messed up that they're getting flat out hammered in the middle of the day. It's a relatively common occurrence, yes. They'll often get drunk and start breaking things, or take goods from people's stalls without paying. It's not as though the merchants can do anything to stop it either. Nobody wants to have their goods requisitioned. Sounds like the soldiers who aren't on the front lines have a lot of free time on their hands. Keldic hasn't been swept up into any battles so far, so yeah. We'll be sure to take extra care from here on out, Rosine. And make sure to give the soldiers a wide berth. Thank you for your concern. I'll be praying for you to be reunited with the rest of Class 7 soon. Thanks, that makes 2 of us. Character notebook updated. Okay. Sister Oliva, you were accosted by soldiers? I'm so sorry. It's all because I sent you out in my stead. Please, there's no need to blame yourself. I should be the one apologizing for causing you so much concern. Okay. And we have the same people up here. Okay. Hitting on nuns, for shame, that's right. I think we've asked almost all the townsfolk at this point, and yet here we are with Zip for clues. You sure they're really here? I kind of find it hard to believe your friends have gotten by without a single person noticing them. Valimar detected them, so they have to be somewhere in the area. If they're not here in town, then they're either on the highway or somewhere else in this general region, right? I hope they're holding up okay. Hey there, you two seem like you've got time to kill. How about picking up a copy of the Imperial Chronicle? The latest volume's got a boatload of handy information, and it comes at the low price of 100 Mira. Not bad, huh? We've got a pushy one here, don't we? Sorry, kid, but we're kind of busy at the moment. Whatever, just take one already. You're gonna regret it if you don't. I mean it, it's gonna be nothing but regret. Well, I guess it can't hurt. We got the issue number 2. Guess that means I should read issue number 1, huh? Heh, thanks. Alright. So he runs off. Sheesh, he really wanted that sale. Don't think I've ever seen someone that desperate to sell a newspaper before. He did have a point, though. Reading the newspaper is a great way to get a better idea of what's going on. True enough. Let's give it a read. So I don't even have to go to it, it's just gonna bring it up. Noble Alliance forces keep winning. The Alliance has worked to eliminate rebellious elements all over the country. Is proceeding smoothly. Very smoothly, in fact, with the latest official announcement reporting that 60% of the country is now under their control. One victory after another. I went to interview some of the soldiers on the ground in the Western Front about ongoing battles. Standing in their base, it was easy to feel overwhelmed by the sight of countless soldats and state-of-the-art military airships lined up. I'd heard much about how superior the Noble Alliance forces were to the rebels in terms of the quality and amount of weaponry and vehicles they have, but seeing them all in person, I finally understood that all I'd heard was completely true. Commanding officer I spoke to had inspiring words about the war itself as well. The armored divisions of the former Imperial Army have been elite, but they no longer have a good cause to fight for. They're simply a disorganized rabble. Furthermore, the beloved General Aurelio Le Guin and Brigadier General Wallace Bardius are both heroically fighting on the front lines with their armies at their side. Needless to say, morale is astonishingly high. Yep, 30-minute countdown. We do, however, have a cause to fight for. Because of that, the commanding officer continued, there is absolutely no chance we will be defeated. Oh my god, there's 8 pages of this. I'm hoping there's like a clue about my friends. Predictions for the future, otherwise I wouldn't read this right now. The Alliance forces seem to have every intention of following through on their mission to wipe out the rebels. With most of their numbers already defeated, the former Imperial armored soldiers remaining has spread throughout the land, and many areas are working with other rebels to worsen public order. I think I speak for everyone in saying that complete elimination of such soldiers can't come soon enough. So, former Governor Regnitz, formerly arrested. Former Imperial Governor of Heimdall, Karl Regnitz, has already been apprehended on suspicion of treason, but he has now been arrested as a result of increasing evidence proving his guilt. His arrest means that over 40 members of the Imperial government have been placed under arrest on charges of treason. Even the person leading the investigation was unable to hide his surprise at how many rebels had been participating in government affairs unnoticed all this time. With more and more members of the reformist faction being found guilty of similar charges, we wouldn't be surprised if he had plenty more to arrest in the days to come. Beware deception and demonstrations. The Army's press office has words of caution in light of the alarming number of demonstrations and false reports spreading across the Empire of late. In their latest statement, they warned supporting the former Imperial Army or sympathizing with their actions both constitute as treason. Best thing to do for now is ignore such degenerates. We sincerely trust that all our readers will take heed of this advice and not pay attention to groundless rumors. Train and air travel update. Rail and air travel have gradually begun to resume as a result of the Noble Alliance's actions. However, the number of trains and airships in operation remain limited, and major inspections are being conducted at key stations in the interest of security. Passengers wishing to travel should expect delays. I should have read that in my traveling place voice. There's always a possibility that public transport will be halted again, depending on future developments. Citizens who have peerages will have priority when purchasing tickets, allowing them to travel more easily. Where certain members of the nobility will enjoy making this use of this well-deserved service. Alright, so that did nothing for me. All that for nothing. Damn. Even Machias' dad has been arrested. So all of a sudden the Imperial Army and the high-ranking reformists are traitors, huh? The Imperial Chronicle is not even trying to be impartial these days. It's safe to assume the Alliance has complete control over it. Most likely. It looks like the Alliance is so sure of their victory, they're getting things ready for when the war's over. That's how to do it if you want things to go your way. They're a cunning bunch. There's something stuck on the last page. Huh, you're right. A piece of paper? Is this a map? It looks that way. It's of the Eastern Highway. But with all the random numbers and symbols on it, there's more stuff written on the back, too. The one who takes the queen holds the key to the king. Is this some sort of code? It's gotta be. Please tell me this isn't from who I think it is. It does resemble Phantom Thief's B's weirdness. Except nothing's been stolen this time, so I doubt it's him. Thank you for the heart, Steve. Actually, the symbols in the layout of the map reminds me of chess. What do you think, Toval? Chess? Maybe? It does look like a chessboard. But wait, that must mean... Let's assume that these colored letters each represent a different chess piece. In which case, the white Q must represent the queen. Then there's the black B and P representing bishop and pawn. Don't look at me. I don't know anything about the games you people play. All you need to know is that he's onto something. Assuming your theory's right, then solving the message written on the other side shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, hopefully. You want to head to the highway? That's the best lead we've got. Obtained hand-drawn map. Alright, so we'll save. And I want to West Celtic Highway. And did it say? Oh, it's up here. Okay. I have to look at something else now. Alright, that's just that part. The Eastern Highway. Okay. I just wanted to verify that it was the Eastern Highway. Ah, that's not what I wanted to do.